All right, good morning, boys and girls. So those of you at home, you're going to notice that you're probably going to have to turn your volume down. I'm really, really excited because I got a new camera from the tech department. And so my voice is going to be much louder, so just be prepared. Okay, but hopefully it will be easier to hear me on these videos. So today's lesson will be Fluency and Application Problem for Module 4, Lesson 5. So we do have a new learning target because we're starting a new lesson, so we're going to read that together on the count of 1. Ready, class? 3, 2, 1. We can form rectangles by tiling with unit squares to make arrays. Okay? We're going to start with just some skip counting. So if you could do me a favor and make sure that your markers are in your parking lot, that would be awesome. We're going to skip count by 6s first, so we'll sing the song, and then we'll count through them without the song. Ready? Here we go. Oh, and honey, you need to get out your application pump packet. Okay, here we go, guys. Sing the song with me. Ready? Deck the halls. 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, 36, and 42. 48 and 54, 60, 66, and 72. Okay, very good. Let's skip count without the song. Ready? Here we go. 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, 36, 42, 48, 54, 60, 66, 72. Very good. All right, let's do our 7s then. 7s is Are You Sleeping? Here we go, guys. 7, 14, 21, and 28, 35, 35, 42, and 49, 56, and 63, 70, 70. What comes next, Lucas? 77. Very good. And what comes after 77, Lucas? Add 8 more. Or 7 more. Want to help them? Go ahead. 84. So we take 77, we add 7 more, and we got 84. Okay, let's just sing without the song. Eyes up here. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. 7, 14, 21, 28, 35, 42, 49, 56, 63, 70, 77, 84. Okay, next one will be our 8s, and that's this old man. Are you ready? Help me out, boys and girls. Here we go. 8, 16, 24, 32, and 40, 48, 56, and 64, 72, and 80. Who wants to give me the next 2 multiples of 8? Eli.
88 and 96.
Awesome job, bud. 88 and 96. So some of the songs go up to 12 times the number. Some of them stop at 10 times the number. Okay, so let's count without the song. Ready? 3, 2, 1. 8, 16, 24, 32, 40, 48, 56, 64, 72, 80, 88, 96. Remember, multiplication is just a pattern. We're adding the same number over and over and over again because it is repeated addition. All right, and next are 9s. It's Adam's family. Ready? Here we go. 3, 2, 1. 9, 18, 27. 36 and 45, 54 and 63, 72, 81, 90, 99, 108. Those are the 9s, those are the 9s, those are the 9s. Okay, let's do it without the song. Ready? 3, 2, 1. 9, 18, 27, 36, 45, 54, 63, 72, 81, 90, 99, 108. Very good. Nice job. So remember, the pattern with the 9s, really important. Who sees the pattern in the 9s? How can you describe it? Kaden, what happens with our 9s? The 1s go, well, I think you just got that confused. The 1s go
Down.
Yeah, the 1s go down, and the 10s go up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What other pattern do you see in the 9s? Really important to remember because it helps you check your work. Val.
9 plus 0 equals 9. 8 plus 1 equals 9. 2 plus 7 equals 9. 3 plus 6 equals 9. 4 plus
Very good. So in other words, Val just proved to us that when you add or get the sum of the two digits, your sum should be 9. Okay, really important. Because if you do 7 times 9 and you get 65, you're going to say to yourself, that can't be right because 6 plus 5 is 11, not 9. Okay? All right, next we're going to do some fluency with arrays. So Ms. Zimmer, I have them drawn back there if you want to put them up one at a time. So we're going to put an array up with some stars. Hey, how many rows of stars are there? I'm going to pull 6 so we all have, okay. Oh, and how many rows?
4.
But a nice complete sentence.
There are 4 rows.
Of stars. Very good. Valerie, how many stars in each row?
There are 3 stars in each row, or some people like to say 3 columns.
I love that. So I can tell Val really knows the difference between her rows and her columns. So hopefully we all know rows go like this. We row our boat across the lake. And then we can say, well, there's 3 stars in each row. But she said some people might want to call that 3 columns. The columns go up and down. Okay? All right. Go ahead and pick up your marker and write 2 multiplication equations to find a total. You can give yourselves a star. If Ms. Zimmer, I tell you did the right thing. Yeah, very good. The stars. Okay, share with us your 2 multiplication sentences for that array. Rago. Very good. And very good. The 4 represents the 4 rows. 1, 2, 3, 4. The 3 represents the size of each row, and the 12 represents the total. And that is called the what property of multiplication? Everybody. Commutative property. Everyone hear everybody say it? Commutative property of multiplication because the factors change places. Very good. Here's another one. Now, it's kind of hard to sit in the back of the room, and I have these pre-drawn, so you can't count while I draw them. So I'm going to kind of point, and I want you to count quietly to yourself, okay? First of all, how many rows are there? You should be able to see that easily. Ori, how many rows? There are 3 rows. Very good. How many stars in each row? I suggest as I point that you count quietly to yourself. Because if you're head bobbing in the back of the room, it's kind of hard and not to lose track. So quietly to yourself. Go ahead and write 2 multiplication equations for that. You guys are really speedy at this morning. Corbin, what 2 multiplication equations are you going to write for this one?
Well, I wrote 6 times 3 equals 8, and 6 times 6 equals 8.
Okay, very good. Now you know every number in a number sentence represents something, right? What does 6 represent? Clea.
6 represents 6 columns.
Well, there's not 6 columns in each row. It represents the 6 stars in each row. Very good. There's 6 stars in each row. What does the 3 represent, Kim? The number of stars. How about the number of rows, too?
Yeah.
Number of rows? And what does 18 represent, everyone? The total. Very good. Here's another one for you. Okay, this is a big one, so I'm going to ask you the easiest question first. How many stars are in each row? You should be able to do that without any problem. Jackson, how many stars are in each row?
7.
Try again. How many stars are in that nice complete sentence,
There
please?
are 5 stars.
Okay, let's see if he's right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 5 stars in each row. How many rows are there? Quietly count to yourself. Okay, go ahead and write 2 multiplication equations to find the total. All right, what multiplication equations would we write for this array? Lucas.
We will write 7 times 5 equals 35. 5 times 7 equals 35.
Very good. 5 times 7 equals 35, and 7 times 5 equals 35. I always like to write the number of rows first in mind, just because I think of those as the number of groups. All right, very good. Nice job. I think we have one more, maybe 2 more, I can't remember. 2 more. Okay, it's a big one. So I'm going to ask you the easiest question first. Cam, how many stars in each row?
There are 4 stars.
Very good. There are 4 stars in each row. How many rows are there? So look quietly and we'll count together. Hayden up here. Everybody needs to look, because this is kind of hard to count from the back of the room, isn't it, guys? Because you're head bobbing and you're losing track. So, sorry, Drago, I know is in the way. Go ahead and write the number sentences, please. Okay, what 2 number sentences can we write for this one, Hayden?
8
And remind me, what do we call this when we have these stars aligned in these really neat rows with the same amount of stars in each row? What is that called? I hope everybody knows it begins with an A. What are those called? Corbin. Very good. They're called arrays. What are they called, everybody?
Arrays.
They're called arrays. Very good. So that's why area is working with arrays, because you've got rows and squares in each row. Great. We have one more. There's a big one. How many stars in each row, Freya? Can you count that?
6. There are 6 stars in each row.
Very good. I love the complete sentences we're getting here this morning. Nice job. Okay, and then how many rows are there? Please count while I point, because it might be kind of hard to do it, because I know when I'm counting this money, I have to do one-on-one correspondence. So eyes up here. How many rows are there? You see that one, Gus? 6. Say that's 1 less than 6. What do you guys think? There's your answer. Look how easy it is. You don't have to do something. Very nice. Very good. Very good. Okay, what 2 number sentences could you write for this? Eli? Very good. Nice job, buddy. Did everybody come up with those two number sentences? And I just want to remind you, I know he's right because 5 plus 4 equals 9. Well, I know he should be right because 5 plus 4 equals 9. And then remember, this is how I do it. If you can't skip count by 9, you don't want to take the time. Easy to say, 1 less than 6 is 5. What do I add to 5 to make 9? 4. There's your answer. Bam, just like that. All right, excellent, boys and girls. Okay, I want you to put your personal whiteboards away. And now we're going to look at common multiples. So put your personal whiteboards away, and I have a worksheet for you. Okay, so the worksheet is split into 2 columns. On the left-hand side, we're going to write all our multiples of 4. So we're going to write them down like this. Skip count 4, 8, 12. Go ahead and do that right now. Fill in your multiples of 4. Yep, fill in your 4s, going down the column. And you can compare your column with your neighbor if you want, with your elbow partner. Maury, can you turn around that view? Huh? Oh, well, this, okay. All right, boys and girls, why don't you help me fill in my multiples of 4 by singing this song for me? We're ready? Here we go. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, 32, 36, 40, 44, 48. So there's only 10 4s up here, right? 10 4s, we don't have 11 and 12 4s. Okay, now on the other side, we're going to do the multiples of 8. And we just practice that. You can do it on your own, singing this old band song. So go ahead and try that. 8, 16. Okay, can you guys help me by singing the song with me? Here we go. 8, 16, 24, 32, and 40, 48, 56, and 64, 72, and 80. So on the left-hand side of our page, we have the multiples of 4. On the right-hand side, we have the multiples of 8. Now what I want you to do is connect, believe it or not, I'm going to have you draw the lines, connect the common products. So, let's see, there's 4 here. Is there 4 over here? No. There's an 8 here. Is there an 8 over here? Yes, there is. So I'm going to do this. Connect your common products. Nice job. I have a 12 here. Can I find a 12 in the multiples of 8? No. How about 16? Can I find 16? Yes, I can. I'm going to connect those. So some of you have it all figured out. Will there be a 20 in the multiples of 8? No, there will not. How about 24? Yeah, so let's connect those. Okay. Is there a 28 when we skip count by 8s? No. Is there a 32 when we skip count by 8s? Yes, there is. Let's connect that. How about a 36? Do we skip count by 8s? Do we land on 36? No, we do not. Do we land on 40? Yes, we do. So let's connect that. Okay, now, for every product or every multiple where we connected it to the multiples of 8, we're going to write a number sentence. Okay? So when I look at 8, how many 4s have I counted when I've counted 8? 4, 8. How do we write 2 4s in a multiplication sentence? We write 2 times 4 equals. Go ahead and write it. We're only doing it for the ones where we matched them. So the next one we matched was 16. How many 4s do we have to count to get to 16? Well, here they are. 1, 2, 3, 4. So what multiplication fact will we write? We'll write 4 times 4 equals 60. You can do the next couple on your own if you want. There's 3 more to do. So you can skip count, but you can also, the skip counting is done for you. You don't need your fingers. You can just count the multiples going down the page. Good job. Very good. Excellent. Except one of the 6 All right, I need a little help up here. So I'm at 24. How many 4s have I counted when I've counted 24? Val?
You have counted 6 4s.
Very good, 6 4s. Did you see what I did? I used my finger. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If you're really good, you can say, well, if this is 4 4s, and this would be 5 4s, and this would be 6 4s. You could just count on. So it takes 6 4s to get to 28. Help me out with 32. How many 4s is that, Hayden? How many 4s do I need to get to 32? 8 4s. How do we write 8 4s? We write 8 4s 8 times 4. Remember when I say 8 4s, we're talking about unit form, okay? And then we skip 36. How many 4s does it take to make 40? Everybody. 10 4s. You need to reverse those. 10 4s. So we're going to write 10 times 4. And boys and girls, I do want you to write it like I wrote it up here. So check your work. I want you to write 6 times 4 because we're counting 6 4s. I want you to write 8 times 4 because we're counting 8 4s. I want you to count 10 times 4 because we're counting 10 4s. So friends at home, make sure you are doing that as well. Okay, now, on the right-hand side for our multiples of 8, we're going to write our number sentences kind of backwards. But it's an equality, so it doesn't really matter. As long as the two sides have the same value, it doesn't matter how you write it. So we're going to write 8 equals, well, how many 8s do I count to get to 8? 1. So we're going to write 8 equals 1 times 8. So we're starting with our product or our multiple. Okay, and we're only going to do it for the ones that match. Did 16 match a multiple on the 4 side? It sure did. So we're going to go 16 equals how many 8s? Count them. 2 8s. So we'd write 16 equals 2 times 8. Getting the idea? Okay, our next one is 24. 24 equals how many 8s? Corbin, how many 8s? 3 8s, very good. 1, 2, 3, so it's 3 times 8. Plus 16, you just added one more 8 to it to get to 24. Okay, 32. Oh yeah, 32 equals how many 8s? Very good, 4 8s. And then our last one that matches the multiples of 4 would be 40. 40 equals how many 8s, Jackson?
40 equals 5 8s.
5 8s, okay. So I'm asking you it in unit form and you're giving it to me, or we're writing it in multiplication factors. I hope that makes sense to everybody. All right, now, so these things are the same number, right? Okay, it takes 2 4s to make 1 8, doesn't it? So get ready to write. We're going to write some pretty impressive equalities. So we're going to write 2 times 4. Go on your paper, find a blank spot, write 2 times 4. I don't want to write 8. I want to say 2 times 4 is the same as how many 8s? 1 8. So we're going to write 2 times 4 equals 1 times 8. Is that a true statement?
Yes.
It sure is. This has a value of 8, and this has a value of 8. Okay, let's go to the next one that has a match on the multiples of 8 side. It's 4 times 4. So let's write 4 times 4. Well, 4 times 4 is 16. How many 8s does it take to make 16? Everybody. 2 eighths. So we're gonna write 4 times 4 equals 2 times 8. We don't need the product in there as long as our equation has the same value on both sides. 4 times 4 is 16, 2 times 8 is 16. Let's go to the next one, 6 times 4. I want you guys to go ahead and write it. 6 fours equals how many eighths? 6 fours equals how many eighths? All right, if we go to 6 fours, it's 24 right here. We matched it up here to, how many eighths is it? 3 eighths. So we'll say 6 times 8 equals, everybody, 3 times 8 or 3 eighths. And then our last one is 8 fours. So that's the last one that has the matching one. So we're going to say 8 fours equals, oh no, there's 2 more, I apologize. 8 fours equals, this is 32, this is 32. How many eighths does it take to make 32? Eli, 8 times 4 equals?
8 times 4 equals 4 times 8.
Oh, what's special about that one? Go ahead, Eli, what's special about this one?
Because they're like the same but switched.
Very good, it's the commutative property, right? If we know 8 times 4, then we know 4 times 8, and that's your buy one or learn one multiplication fact, get one free. Okay, and then the last one, I got to write up here because I ran out of room. We have 10 fours equals how many eighths? It's our last one that matches. 10 fours equals how many eighths? Hey, Caden has it. 10 fours equals how many eighths, bud? 5 eighths, very good. Okay, now I want to see, does anybody notice a pattern with these? We have 4 fours equals 2 eighths, 6 fours equals 3 eighths, 8 fours equals 4 eighths, 10 fours equals 5 eighths. Anybody notice a pattern they'd like to point out? Julia? Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and here we got 4, 6, 8. So I think you're on to something there. Raghav, you want to expand on that? Boy, that's a good way to put it. So each time our 8 is going up by 1, we're counting one more 8. But our 2s are going up by 2. Here we had 2 fours, then we had 4 fours, then we had 6 fours, then we had 8 fours. Why are our 4s going up by 2 and our 8s only going up by 1, or 8? Because 8s are higher. Matter of fact, 8s are double 4s, aren't they? You need 2 4s to make 1 8. Very good. Erase your boards. And now I want to get you to get out your application problem packet. I'm sorry, put those papers away. I got to erase my board. We're going to read through the application problem. Friends at home, we're going to read through it, underline our notes, and then I want you to work on it independently and submit it. Okay?
There's another one.
So, the problem says, I think that was our last one. Candace uses square centimeter tiles to find the side lengths of a rectangle shown. Let's make sure we underline or circle square centimeter tiles. That way we know what unit we're working with. We're working with square centimeters. She says the side lengths are 5 centimeters and 7 centimeters. Now she's working with a partner. Her partner, Lewis, uses a ruler to check Candace's work and says that the side lengths are 5 centimeters and 6 centimeters. Who is right? How do you know? So you have to decide things, Ms. Zimmer. Which one of those people is right? I would start by labeling your rectangle. It is a rectangular array. It's an array made out of square centimeter tiles. So go ahead and label that, and then you have to answer who is right, and you need a, how do you know, so you need a because. Okay, so friends at home, I'd like you to do that independently and submit it to your teacher, okay? Make sure you mark up that drawing and answer. You don't really need a number sentence for this one. You're more just checking the side lines, okay?